I have the luxury today of having Rudolf Lutz sitting by me. How are you?
Well, fine. I'm looking forward for workshop and concert.
We are too. Well, as I was saying, we've seen that particularly our friends on Facebook have been very interested in this so-called parody technique by Bach, this self-quotation technique. This means that Bach himself took elements of his own works and transferred them to other works. So tonight's cantata, for example, has elements of other pieces, including the Mass in B minor. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Well, if you imagine, I would have had to have written, if I would be Bach, I would have written a piece for your birthday. I can't use the same piece for your next birthday, otherwise you'll say, gosh, why is he always using the same music? So I've got the opportunity to compose a great piece for your birthday and say I might take another text to that music and use it perhaps for a cantata. And this happened with the choir. We're going to hear this evening the number 2, which is also the title of the cantata, Wir danken dir Gott, wir danken dir. Bach used that piece after a few years for a short mass for a dedication for Dresden, and then when he put together the movements for the B minor mass, he used the same piece twice. Once he used it with the text Gratias, Agimus Tibi, and the second time with the Dona Nobis Pacem. And in the first piece we'll be performing this evening, it's the Sinfonia. It's a very great way Bach uses his work. He uses the partita in E major. He says it's a great piece, it's just one line, but I'll let the organ play it in another key, and I add trumpets, I add timpani, I add strings, I add a bassoon and 2 oboes, and it's a glorifying piece. So I think here he's not just trying to gain time, because sometimes he had such a lot to do and such a lot of music to be written. That can also be a reason that you use these parodies. Here I imagine he was interested to use a little piece for a little violin and say, you know, that's a magnificent piece, and if I sort of put that on a big screen, it sounds completely different. That is perhaps, in a few short words, the idea of a parody, not only winning time, but also seeing how a piece sounds differently in another context, and of course to rescue a piece you couldn't use anymore because it was used for one single coincidence like a birthday or a feast.